Count them a minute.
There you
Oh,
go.
there's some others.
Sorry about that, Judge.
It's all right.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Okay.
I do.
You can put your hand down. And now, Ms. Dennis, you may proceed.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller, would you please state your name for the record?
Freddie Ray Miller.
And what is your relationship to the decedent?
She was my wife.
Okay. And did the decedent die on about June 8th of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And she passed away in Harris County, Texas, correct?
Yes.
Okay. She resided in Chambers County when she passed away, though, correct?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
She resided in Chambers County when she passed away.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did she have a will when she passed away? That's the will that we're asking to be admitted to probate.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that she revoked that will in any manner before
Yes,
she
ma'am.
passed away? Did she revoke it?
I'm sorry.
Did she want to get rid of that will, or was it still valid?
No, it's valid.
Okay. Did she have any children born after this will was made?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe she was a sound mind when she made this will?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Did she have a
ma'am.
marriage dissolve after this will was made?
I'm sorry. One more time.
Did she get divorced after the will was made?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Has 4 years elapsed from the date of her death till we filed this petition?
No.
Okay. Did she leave anything to the state of Texas or a charity?
No, ma'am.
And did she appoint the independent administrator to serve without bond in her will?
I'm sorry. One more time.
Did she appoint you as independent executor to serve without a bond in this will?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is there any reason why you would be disqualified for serving as the executor?
No, ma'am.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Right. Everybody, Mr. Will probate and authorize letters. Could y'all hear the lawnmower in the background?
I need to have
No.
the two other witnesses testify, Judge.
Oh, yes, you do.
In
I'm sorry.
holographic.
Call your next witness.
Okay. I would call Pam Pruitt to the stand. Ms. Pruitt, would you please state your full name for the record?
Pamela Sue Pruitt.
Okay. And were you personally acquainted with Ms. Miller, the decedent?
With Freddie Miller?
No.
Or with
Yes.
Lori?
With Mrs. Miller's wife, the decedent.
Yes, definitely.
And how long had you known her?
9 years.
Okay.
Well, I knew her in high school when she was in high school, but there was a gap, and then the last 9 years before that.
Okay. And you have a copy of her will in front of you, correct?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with her signature?
Yes, I am.
Would you please look at that copy? And is that her signature to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And at the time she passed or made this will, do you believe that she was a sound mind?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I pass this witness, Judge. Okay. And then I call Brandy Miller.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Miss Miller, I'm sorry, I don't see you on here. She was on here.
I see Brandy Miller. But
Okay, I just don't see her.
muted.
Would you please
She's
state your
muted.
full name for the record?
There you go.
Brandy Michelle Miller. Did y'all hear me?
Okay. And were you acquainted with the
Yes.
decedent?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and how long had you known her?
The same as my mom. I knew her back when she was in high school, and then 9 years
Okay.
until
And are
she
you
passed.
familiar with her signature?
I am, but I do not have a copy of the will in front of me.
Have you seen the will at any point?
Just
And gave you a
she
copy of it?
she had talked to me about it.
Okay. Did you see her signature on the
Let me
will?
see if you could see that.
Thank you, Judge.
See that?
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Yes, that
Is
is
that her
signature.
signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, was she of sound mind when she made this will?
Yes, she was.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other witnesses? All right, again, I order the will to probate and authorize letters of testamentary. Thank you, Counselor. Thank you, folks. Have a good day.
Thank you. May we be?
You may be.
Thank you.
All right, number 104, the state of Jewel May McBride.
You?
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Will we swear Barrett in?
He was sworn in earlier, but if you'd like to do it
Yeah.
again, you know.
You think I need to do it twice? You may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please state your name for the court.
Barrett Stevenson.
And what was your relationship to the decedent, Jewel May McBride?
I'm her great nephew.
And your great aunt had a fixed place of residence here in Chambers County at the time of her death, is that right?
That is correct.
And she passed away on September 2nd, 2022 in Chambers County, Texas at the age of 92, is that right?
That is correct.
And to the best of your knowledge, the last will and testament that we filed with the court dated May 13th, 2013 was never revoked, was it?
It was not.
Your Honor, I request that you take judicial notice that you've got the original will in your file.
So done, looking at it now.
No state, governmental agency, or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee, are they?
They are not.
And after the date of the will, there were no children born to or adopted by the decedent, were there?
There were not.
And there were no marriages dissolved after the date. There were no marriages dissolved after the date that the will was made, were there?
There were not.
The will named James Allen McBride to serve as independent executor, but he predeceased her, is that right?
That is correct.
Subsequently, the will named you, Barrett Ward Stevenson, to serve as independent executor without bond, is that correct?
That is correct.
And you are qualified and not disqualified to serve in that capacity, is that right?
That is correct.
Your Honor, we're asking that you admit the will to probate, and that Mr. Stevenson be permitted to serve without bond.
So done. Sweet lady.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, take care. Have a good day. All right, cause number 108, the interest of Morgan Elizabeth Plant. Good
That
morning.
is us, Judge. Good
Good
morning.
morning. How are you?
Good.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Plant, if you'll state your name for the court record, please.
John David Plant.
And where do you reside? Here in Chambers County?
118. Yes, ma'am, Chambers
And-
County.
Thank you. And does Morgan Elizabeth Plant live with you?
She does.
Okay. And can you tell the court why we are here today?
Yep, we're here to seek guardianship for Morgan. Morgan has mosaic Down syndrome, currently lives with us, always will. And so we're just seeking guardianship to protect her and her rights, to ensure that she's not taken advantage of in any way from someone outside of the family or by someone inside the family, just preventing her from being taken advantage of is the main purpose.
Okay. And you think that this is best for Morgan, that you and your wife are co-guardians of her person, correct?
We do.
Witness, Judge.
Ma'am.
I pass this witness
Oh,
to
thank you.
Mr. Cotton.
Mr. Cotton.
Mr. Plant, I visited with y'all, and as luck would have it, I've known you over a number of years and known the family. And you, as we visited and talked, you think it's in your best interest that you be Morgan's guardian, you and your wife. She's
Yes, sir,
definitely
we
in
do.
need of a guardian.
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay. And y'all have a nice home. You have a place there for her, and she's well suited for that.
Yes, sir, we agree.
Okay. Judge, I'd pass the witness. No further questions.
All right, Ms. Price.
Yes. Ms. Plant, if you'll state your name for the court record.
Jennifer Patrice Plant.
And you're the mother of Morgan Elizabeth Plant?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've heard the testimony today of Mr. Plant. You agree with what he stated in his testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
And you and your husband have completed the training for guardianship, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, so I'll ask you to take judicial notice of their training certificates as well as the criminal history that's been provided.
ma'am.
It should be in the,
Yes, so no.
okay. Mrs. Plant, you think that this is best that you and Mr. Plant be co-guardians of Morgan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pass this witness, Judge.
Mr. Cotton.
Judge, I have no questions of this witness.
Judge, we have on the order, everybody has, or Mr. Cotton and I have signed, but I failed to put the required bond. So I'd ask Mr. Cotton if he has a recommendation for that bond for these parents.
Judge, she has no estate per se, and it should be a minimum bond, whatever the court would require as a minimum bond.
Okay. And Ms. Price, you agree with that?
Yes, Judge, I do. Mr. Cotton, I believe, has also been paid by the plants, so his ad litem fees are.
I have.
Okay, so I'm gonna set a $100 cash bond.
Judge, I have a question. Did we
Go ahead.
enter the doctor's letter into the record? I didn't hear it. I may have been otherwise occupied.
No, you're correct, Mr. Cotton. That did not. So it does need to be entered in as part of the record.
And accepted in the record. Okay, I see 2 blanks here in the order. Monthly allowance from the income of the principal.
Judge, the only thing that we have there would be her Social Security income. And we're not, I'm not even sure what that amount is. Miss Plant, do you know?
Right now it's like 841, I think.
So we can put the Social Security amount on there, or because she has the ability to at least maintain some, she is going to have the ability to maintain her voting rights. She does want to vote in elections and has, and we want to maintain that. This is really for her protection, as Mr. and Miss Plant said. So we could put $800 for the allowance, which will cover what is needed. Mr. Cotton, do you agree?
Is that agreeable?
Judge, that's okay, but since it's Social Security and it's federal, I'm not sure that we have any authority over that. Generally, that bypasses the court and goes directly to her and for the guardian to use.
Well, I mean, there's a blank I've got to fill in with something that says monthly allowance for the ward. So is that monthly allowance at $841?
841, then I guess that's what it would be.
Mr. Miss Plant, you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine. That money is utilized for her, so it goes straight to her anyhow. So that'll be fine.
Okay. All right, that item fee.
Been resolved, Judge. I've been paid.
Okay. Then we put the fee in here, or put a 0 in here.
It's $600. You can put the fee in.
I got it. Okay, I think that does it. Is it, did I miss anything?
I think you were going to I think Melinda wanted you to handwrite the cash bond amount, Judge. On
I did.
order.
I put
Okay.
a cash bond amount of $100 at the bottom of the order.
Okay.
So hereby
Got it.
appoint the permanent guardian of the person with full authority to John and Jennifer Plant. Take care, folks.
Thank you, Judge. Are we excused?
You are.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
It's good to see y'all again.
You too.